Meralco powers the metro. It also powers businesses with Meralco Biz. With its peak off-peak solution, businesses get big savings.
From 6 to 33 ice plants in 6 years, my children will soon take over our company.
Energy savings equals best value for quality accommodations. Ang BIS di bitin sa eng bitin.
Ano man ang business mo, may partner ka sa pag-abot ng pangarap mo.
Soft. And magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Thank you so much for joining me here live on Bounce Back Official again. And welcome to the first ever episode of Power Up 2021, a Bounce Back series in partnership with our good friends from Meralco. Ako po si RJ Ledesma, very honored to be your host for our first ever Bounce Back series with Meralco. And today we will discuss a very important topic for all of us who are SMEs and even large businesses, which is how to build consumer confidence with safer business operations. And I'm very glad that we brought together friends from the Meralco community and also friends from the business community at the same time. Na mga kaibigan, napapanahon itong usapan natin ngayon, lalo na tayo't lahat ay nagta-transition. I'm sure all of us are experiencing transitioning in our businesses from the old normal to the new normal to what is being called now the next normal sa ating mga komunidad, sa ating mga negosyo, at sa ating mga opisina. Ako nga po sa negosyo ko, yung Mercato Central, nagbukas kami ulit po. We already right now have a safe, socially distanced outdoor market which conforms to IATF protocols. But at the same time, as we reopened our markets, importante rin po na lahat ng mga concerns ng aming mga kliyente, hindi lang yung mga vendors, pati yung ating mga kumakain dyan, are properly addressed, particularly when it comes to health and safety, which is their largest concern at this moment. And that's why I am looking forward to this discussion, especially when our friends from the business community help us build safer business operations. And with that, mga kaibigan, to start off our program, please welcome the very hardworking head of Meralco Business Partners, the very lovely Miss Joy Mendoza. Joy, welcome to our Bounce Back series.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, RJ, for that generous introduction. Nice to see you again, huh? I would also like to thank Bounce Back PH for allowing us to partner with them to bring you today this webinar series. You see, last year we got this chance to partner with them in addressing the requirements, the billing concerns, most particularly of our MSME customers. And this year, as we face another challenging year, we collaborated with them again in bringing you this Power Up 2021, a webinar series which aim to share tips, solutions, and innovations that will help power up a brighter tomorrow for our business customers. Pleased to meet everyone. Meralco is segmented into 3. This is for us to identify the requirements and provide customized solutions to our customers. Yours truly from the Meralco Biz Partners Group. This is the dedicated segment of Meralco for our business customers or the SMEs with power requirements from 5 to 499 kilowatts or with a monthly average bill of 15,000 to 1.8 million pesos. The other 2 segments are the Meralco Corporate Partners for the large enterprise, while the Meralco Home and Microbiz customers for our residential customers and micro businesses. Meralco has a number of initiatives to grow the businesses of our customers even before the pandemic. At ngayon, During the pandemic, we have services that can help promote business continuity and recovery strategies for businesses that have been affected by the pandemic. Meralco is not just here to deliver power and even collect payments for your bills. We are your end-to-end energy solutions partner that can help you at any stage or phase of your business. Whether you're setting up your new business, planning to expand, or even recovering from a crisis, we have services and solutions that can address your needs. Starting off with our site assessment. For new businesses, in as much as you do site assessment in terms of location and finding that market for the electrical facilities to maximize savings. Choosing the right location for your business can result to cost efficiencies in the construction of your facility and shorter processing for your application. Close collaboration with us in as early as planning stage will definitely result in a timely, safe, and hassle-free energization. There's also the power match, where we ensure that your power supply is matched with the ever-changing and dynamic need of your business. We also have our power consult, where we assess your energy requirements. Cash flow is the lifeblood of each business. That's why we at the Meralco Biz Partners Group ensure that there are also programs and services that can help our customers maximize their savings, maximize their operations for their full potential. So, for example, there would be a need to change your business operations and hours. We will definitely recommend you to enroll for a peak and off-peak program, where the consumption during off-peak is relatively lower than during peak. Meanwhile, for our customers with solar installations, or even those planning to have those installations, we would be recommending for the net metering or zero export program for a safety interconnection with Meralco and for a more realized saving from the end of our customers. We also have energy efficiency solutions and technologies via our power ideas to help you manage your consumption. And lastly, we leverage on the capabilities of our subsidiaries and affiliates as we offer the beyond the meter services. And among those services coming from our subsidiaries are like the solar panels, electric vehicles, fiber optic connectivity, indoor air quality solutions, and a lot more coming from safety and energy solutions. We've partnered with and helped a lot of our business owners just like you. And we hope to partner with you too. Now, these are just some of our many customers with their success stories achieved through Meralco partnership. Feel free to consult with us anytime and learn more about our services. You can email us at biz@meralco.com.ph or even call us through our hotline specifically for our business customers at 16210 or visit our website at www.meralco.com.ph/biz. I look forward to having you in our succeeding webinars as we try to bring more solutions and services that can power a brighter tomorrow for our business customers. Maraming salamat at magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat rin, Miss Joy. And the key word that I saw over there is that free business consult together with our friends.
Definitely, RJ.
Yeah. And you know, whenever I hear you talk, you know, the thing that occurs to me as a businessman or as a member of the MSME community is that why didn't I learn about this sooner? Because you know the great thing about Meralco, what I realized, but last year we did a summit, right? We did a bit of a seminar.
Right.
Was that what started blowing my mind was that, wow, there's service particularly for SME. I never realized that you always think that you either charge as a business or as a consumer, but even as an SME there are tailored solutions. And what really appealed to me were the things like where you can go peak on and peak off, peak on hours and off hours, where you can manage your electricity. My good friend is Mr. Freeze, Jerry Santos, and he was raving about how they were able to customize solutions for their companies, and which really helped them grow a lot. And if you really get to partner together with Meralco, even as an MSME, you'll be able to use it as a strategy to grow your business moving forward. So Joy, we're really very thankful. And in fact, if people were listening to Joy's message, last year we had a webinar for Meralco Biz Partners. Wow, last year na yan. Can you imagine that one, since we've been in this pandemic? And that time we addressed concerns on billing and shared energy efficiency tips. Now, it's great that this time around we're solving the problems we had when we got into the thick of the new normal. And now as we adjust, it's nice that we're able to prepare now for solutions and innovations that can help us during the next normal. So again, Joy, maraming salamat. I'm sure marami kang fans ngayon mula sa Meralco na nanonood ngayon, pati pamilya at lahat-lahat na gustong kumuha ng solution ninyo. Joy, just one more time, where can they contact Meralco for a free business consult?
Just call us anytime with our business hotline at 16210. You can also email us at biz@meralco.com.ph. And we have our website also very specific for the Meralco Biz Partners Group. So it's never late. We have all the channels. The key lang is to reach us and usap tayo.
Yan, usap tayo. Maraming salamat, Miss Joy Mendoza, for joining us here this afternoon. And Joy will be with us throughout this whole presentation. Now, in the meantime, for the people joining us here right now, let me just show you a couple of our house rules as you join us for this really interesting conversation. And I promise you a lot of insight that you will gain as you listen to this one, not just about Meralco, but also about safety protocols or other things which you can do to help improve the business processes in your company and help balance off both what they call the economy, business, and health during this new normal. Now, first of all, we will have a question and answer portion, which will happen after the presentations of all of our speakers. Please type in your questions in our comments portion. Number two, and this is very important, we would appreciate it if you can all maintain a positive attitude and keep our minds open during this session. And number three, another very important thing for us, out of respect for everybody joining us in this platform. And as we know, our friends from Meralco are really reaching out to us. So let us please refrain from using profanity or vulgar words in the comment section. Now, what we can look forward to is that there is a raffle. We have raffle items to be given away later for those who have registered. If you haven't registered just yet, please see the link on our comments section. Now, if you have any questions related to your Meralco account, please send them to the link that will be provided in the comment section. So again, just double checking, making sure right now that in our comment section right now, we are providing the link that you need. Please take a look at it right now if you got questions specific to your Meralco bill or your Meralco account. And with that, magandang hapon po ulit. My name is RJ Ledesma. Very happy to be your Bounce Back host for today. And on behalf of Bounce Back founder Jason De La Rosa, welcome to Bounce Back 2021 with our good friends in Meralco. Please welcome our special guests for this episode as we help build safer business operations in the new normal together with our good friends from Meralco. We have, first of all, Mr. Lauro Matias, Chief Information Officer of EEI. And joining Mr. Matias, we also have Mr. Jordan Patente, CEO of Clean Zone PH. We also have Ms. Cecile Marvilla, VP and Head of the Energy Efficiency Group at MServe. So first of all, let's just say hi. Mr. Lauro Matias, magandang hapon po sa inyo.
Good afternoon sa lahat. Thank you, RJ.
Very happy to have you over here, sir. Bago magsalita, konting preview lang sa mga nakikinig ngayon lang. Excited, bakit sila dapat makinig sa presentation mo, sir?
Mahirap talaga yung naging journey natin lahat last year. No? And some of the things I've heard kanina na si Joy was mentioning about and you yourself, RJ, were talking about, underscores itong mga ginawa namin sa EEI. No? And I'm pretty sure many of the small and medium businesses will be able to use it as well. Kasi may matipid kaming kumpanya. No? So, marami kayong mapipick up din ng mga ideas.
Ayan, gusto ko yung tipid. Yan yung gusto ko matipid na kumpanya. Ito na, Mr. Jordan. Ano mo, Clean Zone PH, siyempre, na-evoke ka agad kung anong papag-usapan nyo. No? But more or less, why do people have to listen? Anong elevator pitch mo? Why should they stay to listen to the Clean Zone PH presentation?
Thank you, RJ. Well, RJ, not because vaccine is coming in the country, we have to rest our laurels. No? Hindi, we can't rest. And even without the pandemic, there's always a need for us to keep hygiene and safety in our workplaces, most especially at home. We'll talk more about that in a bit.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited for that one myself because, we've got two concerns, both the home and the office or your place of business that need the services of something like Clean Zone. And finally, Ms. Cecile Marvilla, VP and Head of the Energy Efficiency Group at MServe. Sabi nga ni Sir Lauro sa EEI, matipid sila. Ikaw, ma'am, tuturo mo kami kung paano maging matipid habang sa panahon ng new normal sa inyong presentation.
I will teach you to be safe so that you can welcome back your customers, diba? So as we call it the new normal, even with the vaccine, we will not be that safe pa rin, diba? So later on in my talk, I will teach you ways that you can improve the air quality in your businesses.
Ayan, ma'am. Air quality, very key, especially right now. Ako po, just to share with you, I'm involved in the food and restaurant industry, food and beverage industry. Siyempre kami, air quality is key right now, especially if you want people to dine in your restaurant. So, Miss Cecil, maraming matututunan yung ating mga entrepreneur na nakikinig ngayon. And again, I invite all of you, if you're listening right now, especially if you're running a business, you need help both from economy, efficiency, or safety, or health, please put your comments in the comment section. We would love to hear from you and ask that during our Q&A later on in the program. Now, as we continue the program, we'd like to remind everyone over here right now, we're going to ask each of our speakers to share with us what they specifically do for their companies and how their businesses can help you adapt or what you can learn from their businesses to adapt in the new normal. But before that, one more reminder, we'd like to remind everyone that we have raffle prizes to be given away at the end of the program. And if you want to join the raffle, please register using the link provided at the comment section, or we can show the link here right now. Let's show the link again. One more time, your link, please. Let's show the link here on screen so people know where to take a look. Again, thanks so much for joining us with our discussion with our good friends from Meralco. Now, moving on to our first, the youngest among all of our speakers here right now, the Chief Information Officer of EEI, Mr. Lauro Matias, to share with us right now what they've done in their company. Sabi niya, matipid na sila. Let's see kung gaano katipid nga yung EEI. Please let us know what you did when you resumed business operations to ensure their clients, and get this, more than 30,000 employees are safe to go back to work. Again, Mr. Lauro Matias of EEI.
Hi. So let me just share my screen. Is everyone seeing it now? Hello? Hello. I can't hear you. Nawala na yata kayo. Hindi ko na kayo marinig. Let me just check. Okay. So, chinek ko lang yung ano.
We can see
Yeah.
now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Okay. So, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is safe and well. And next, I'd like to thank Meralco Biz and Bounce Back Network for inviting me to share everything that we've done in terms of the COVID-19. The next screen basically tells us, aside from yung sinabi ko kaninang matipid, ito talaga ang key sa lahat. No? In fact, this is what you probably felt when Meralco Biz approached you. No? This is something that, from what you're seeing right now, Meralco Biz does well. No? Because if people don't feel you care about them when the chips are down, they'll know you don't care any other time. in this particular sense, Meralco Biz has shown you that they actually care. So, pagka ganyan, when the chips are down and people care about you, of course, they will know na maaasahan din sila at any other time. Hindi lang good weather friends, no? Kundi even bad weather, magkakasama tayong lahat. So and I here in EEI, we try to do the same thing, no? So it's not just about the tipid, it's about yung puso na kailangan nating ipakita. And in fact, the next slide will show you yung parang pinaka-stance namin. And we'd like to share this with you. Kasi ang paboritong sinasabi ng aming presidente, si Bobby Castillo, ang mura, mahal, ang mahal, mura. The manner in which a crisis is managed is critical. Not only for the personal concerned and for our shareholders, but also for the future standing and reputation in the communities in which we operate. So yun yung parang pinaka-key dun sa lahat ng mga ginagawa namin. No? Kung mararamdaman ng mga empleyado namin na inaalagaan namin sila, kung nararamdaman ng mga customers namin na sila ang topmost in mind namin, na yung mga ginagawa naming COVID safety practices also affects them in a large way. Yung mga subcontractors namin, yung mga security guards, yung mga agencies, no, if we showed to them that we are really looking after them, then of course they will do their best, no, to be able to help out. No? Yung next slide ko, very simple, pero mas marami siguro akong masasabi pagdating dito, no. When we say new normal, and in fact, RJ, you mentioned earlier, no, next normal, no, kailangan tanggapin na natin. And in EEI, as early as last year, March, no, we realized that this will no longer be business as usual. Early as last year, we projected that the new normal will extend to about 2022. No? Ang prediction namin based on yung mga nakikita namin worldwide was that the vaccines will be coming in third quarter 2021. And true enough, sa amin ngayon, ganun na mangyayari. No? And for all of you, I think that's also what's going to be the same thing. No? The other new normal that you really have to understand is the resurgence of new variants. Pag hindi nyo tatanggapin yon at ang nasa isip nyo, COVID-19 lang yan, wala tayong bagong mga variants, may hirapan tayong mag-survive, no, doon sa part na yon. So, the new normal for the next 2022, 2023, masks and face shield, isama na ninyo sa budgeting nyo para hindi na kayo mag-panic. No? Yung pagka maaga nyong pinaplano, syempre, mas maaga kayong makakuha, mas makakamura. The other thing that is happening globally, no, and we see this from an EEI perspective, is yung resurgence ng convenience. Dati, ano yon, parang advantage. Ngayon, ide-demand na ng mga customers natin. The convenience of being able to still do business even with the new normal. One thing that Meralco Biz has mentioned na nandun din sa ginagawa namin is contactless payments. No? If you do paperless billing, you have to welcome it, no? Kasi syempre mas less yung mga opportunity for transmittal ng mga sakit. No? E-commerce, kailangan na ninyong ihanda yan. Sa amin, because of the so many people that we are trying to hire and demobilize and mobilize, and Saudi Arabia is now picking up, and we're, if you have friends who are interested, no, you can refer them to us, and we'll be able to give them work, no, doon sa Middle East. But what do we do? Online recruitment. Kailangan masanay na tayo. Online recruitment, online medical examination. In fact, we're trying to partner with, I don't know if George Azurin is here, but his company, we're trying to look at ways where we can utilize his technology platform para magawa namin to. Yung tinatawag naming remote medical na tawag. So, etong slide, you don't have to read the small numbers, no? Create ko lang to, pwede na kayo mag-screenshot, no? Simple lang, work inside the green zone. Yung green zone, yung nakikita nyo dito sa rightmost, no? Nasa loob ng mga green box, yung lalo na yung mga green talaga na low na nakalagay dyan, tapos yung medyo medium pa ng konti. For you to understand it, no? Yung pakanan, pahina na yung susceptibility ng mga tao magkaroon ng sakit. No? It's about yung tao being able to face off yung sakit. Yan yon, yung going to the right. Yung ano naman, transmission naman, no? Yun yung pag-transfer ng sakit, kumbaga, no? So, paano natin ikikilos ito? Kumbaga, para madali nyo maalala, we created something like this. In fact, I created this for EEI, no? So that people, when they see this, it's easy for them to remember. No? Naka-post lang yon. Tagalogin nyo kung gusto nyo tagalogin, no? Kahit na hindi tanggalin na ninyo yung mga serious, medium, high na ganyan, mas importante makita nila yung icon na oo nga naman, no? Kung ang kapabilidad ng tao is i-heighten ninyo to face off the sickness, and yung transmission i-minimize ninyo, whether these are your employees, your customers, your subcontractors, yun yung magiging guideline. So, ito yung mas detalye ng konti, no? Ipo-point out ko yung contactless technology and processes, no? Mamaya makikita niyo yung technologies na ginagamit namin, no? Crowd control, alam na ninyo yon, single entry, single exit, effective pala talaga. Honestly, kung may nabalitaan kayo sa mga EI na nagkaroon kami mga problema kasi hindi nasundan yung single entry, single exit. So, pag binalik, mas maayos. Pag wala, may problema. So, do not be lax in terms of that. No? Yun ang mga learnings na gusto namin i-share sa inyo. Staggered schedules, ang isa pa dyan. Mamaya pag-uusapan din natin yon, no? Yung acceptable commute risk, kung sino lang yung pwedeng bumiyahe. In fact, sa amin, yung mga empleyado namin, na mga workers talaga sa project sites, may mga barracks na kaming create for them. Tapos yung presidente namin, para hindi naman sila mabagot nung Pasko, naglagay kami ng mga routers, no? Mura lang yon. Yan yung sinasabi ng presidente namin, ang mura, mahal, ang mahal, mura. We only paid something like 1,200 pesos ng router na sineshare lang nila. Sabi namin, sige, take pa 5 minutes kayo, 10, 20, hindi naman gano'ng kalaki yung gastos pagka Viber or Facebook, no? In fact. Pero, lahat sila masaya. Hindi na sila naghahanap ng kung saan pa. They are staying put in their barracks, no? So, yun yung parang pinaka-importanting malaman nyo. Yung quarantine dito, dalawang klase, no? Yung quarantine na para sa tool bag drop-off. Pati sa mga tao ko, ang sabi ko sa kanila, sa mga bahay ninyo, meron kayong section dyan na kahit na anong delivery, dun lang muna. 2 oras. Yun na yun. No? Pagka may mga PPE silang suot, ilalagay sa isang bag, tapos ilalagay lang dun sa tabi. So, parating yung area na yun, dun na lang siguro lahat ng mga problema natin ng mga bagay-bagay para safe lang talaga yung area natin. Tapos meron kami ngayon na recently lang ginawa namin, door-to-door swabbing. So pagka gusto naming ma-verify lang talaga yung tao, if you want more information, you can contact me later on, no, kung paano namin nagawa yon. But basically, may rider ka, no, na pupunta doon sa area ng tao, no, kung gusto niyo ma-testing talaga, may symptoms siya, para ma-swab, no. Kaysa yung mamomroblema pa kung paano pumunta ng medical at pipila pa at baka mas lalo pang magkaroon ng sakit. Yung door-to-door swabbing, mas maganda. Yan yung part of the minimizing transmission. And then later on, yung phase resumption, we'll have more slides on that. Ito yung contactless and digital technology na gusto kong i-share, no? Dati kasi, syempre ang hand punch, no, pag nagpa-punch kayo, hinahawakan nyo, fingerprint yung iba RFID. Pag nag-QR code ka na, wala na, contactless na talaga. Digital signatures, if you think they're expensive, they're not, no? Digital signatures for signing. Kaysa magbabayad kayo, magpiprint kayo ng papel tapos meron ka pang messenger na pumupunta para magpirmahan, digital signatures na gamitin nyo, no? So, para malimit na lang kayo sa pirmahan ng cheque, in fact. But kung kung magpe-paperless billing and payment kayo, hindi na rin ninyo po problemahan pati cheque, no? So, you're basically using available digital technology para magawa yan, no? May mga libre pa nga na mga digital signatures na tinatanggap naman, no? Legally, it's a different topic altogether, but I'm telling you, if you use the digital signatures in the proper context, it will stand up in court, no? Whether you're recruiting, you're getting the employee to sign off, yung mga ganong klase, no? Clearance forms or gate pass, ganyan, signatures na digital can stand for it very well, no? We were not, yung Zoom talagang gamit na gamit namin yan, no? Viber, where do you use Viber? Ako sa team ko, no, they're 50 strong. Every day, nagre-report sila sa akin kasi lalo na yung mga naka-work from home. Yung Viber chat na yon, nagre-report lang ng status, no? May format lang akong binigay. Ito dapat ang ire-report nyo. Ano ang stock situation nyo, ano ang health environment nyo dyan, okay ba yung kuryente nyo, nakakapag-connect ba kayo, gano'n, no? But very templated siya, no? Tinanggal ko lang dito sa slides natin kasi syempre limited lang naman yung time namin, no? So, ganun yung nasa Viber, that's how you use it. May chatbot din kami, no? So, kasama yan para hindi na maubos ang oras ng mga tao. Yung chatbot ninyo sa Facebook, no? Pwedeng i-set up yan. Walang gastos masyado yan, no? Kung hindi pa kayo naglagay ng chatbot sa Facebook, sa amin, when we used the chatbot on our Facebook, yung response time namin biglang nag-zoom up. Umakyat siya talaga, no? Hindi ka pa kailangan mag-hire ng 24/7 na tao nakabantay ng Facebook mo. And remember, your Facebook is very important, no? So, yan yung mga bagay na kailangan yung i-set up. Yung kanina, binanggit ko na yung remote medical check-up. Tsaka may ginagawa kaming EI Cares mobile app na may physical distancing. Nag-a-alarm siya. Pagka 1.5 to 2 meters ka, and every 5 minutes, no, sasabihin niya ngayon, ito na yung ano natin. No? So, yan yung mga, ito kanina, babanggitin na ng mga iba yan, no? Air quality, strict rest breaks, no? Yung inspection and clearing prior to, mas maraming magdi-discuss niyan later on sa inyo, no? And then finally, ito na yung parang pinaka-last slide ko, ang phased approach, no? Kung nagbasa kayo, kung nakinig kayo sa news kanina, no, namomroblema sila sa Texas daw, mag-o-open 100%. Hindi naman kinakailangan ganon, no? Magsimula ka lang muna ng dahan-dahan, no? Yung minimal risk, ibig sabihin nun, may tamang, yung mga branches ninyo, yung mga opisina nyo, yung mga stores ninyo, kayang-kayang mag-social distancing. Yung mga tindahan na mahirap mag-social distancing, saka nyo muna problemahin, if perfect nyo muna doon sa mga stores nyo na kaya mag-social distancing. Pag na-perfect nyo yon, punta ka ngayon doon sa isang portion naman na acceptable risk. And then finally, pag na-perfect na rin ninyo yung mga parts na yon, doon na kayo sa mag-expand ng 100%. So this is my last slide. And basically just an underscore of what I'm saying, no? Ultimo mismo sa World Economic Forum, ang sabi nila talaga, we really just have to learn to live with COVID-19. So, yun lang po. Pasensya na kung medyo nagmamadali, pero I hope that you learned a lot of things, no, on that one. Thank you.
Again, thank you so much, Mr. Lauro Matias. As a small business owner, I can really appreciate where you're coming from. And again, just to summarize a couple of things, diba? As we go through the normal phase right now, what's very important is, number one, of course, plan ahead. Do appropriate planning ahead of time. Make sure that all the protocols are in place for everything. I guess right now it's just rethinking the protocols because we didn't have these protocols before in the old normal, the new normal. Protocols just have to be what it is. It is what it is, right?
At saka mapapractice mo yan, no? Yun nga yung sinabi kong phase, no? Doon muna kayo sa mga tindahan na alam nyong mapapractice nyo. Pagka na-perfect na ninyo yan, bukas uli. Perfect uli, bukas na naman. And then, alam mo, bibilis at bibilis yung opening nyo pagka gano'n. Pero ready na kayo.
Parang pilot testing muna sa isa, di ba? Before you scale it to the other places.
Yes.
But the more interesting thing which I like was that yung resurgence of convenience. Yan yung isang importante rin, di ba? I mean, people will step back into that mentality. At the first, they were more, I would say they are more forgiving when it came to the start of this pandemic. But right now, as we are adjusting, people will go again back to their convenience mentality, and we've got to be convenient in the new normal now. Don't you agree?
Yeah, it's happening even in other parts of the world. Ganun na yung nangyayari ngayon.
Yeah. And so again, thanks so much for helping us take a step back and see the bigger picture as we normalize and take managed risks in this new normal for our businesses. Mr. Lauro Matias of EEI. Now, moving on, we'll get back to Mr. Lauro during our Q&A portion. Again, if you've got questions for Mr. Lauro or for any of our upcoming speakers, please feel free to put your questions in our comment section, and please join our raffle. You can see the link for our raffle there in the comment section. Moving on, of course, always a big concern for all of us is safety and health. We have Mr. Jordan Patente, CEO of Clean Zone PH, to tell us more about an in-demand service that a lot of businesses and even households are availing of nowadays. Please welcome Mr. Jordan Patente.
Thank you, RJ. And magandang hapon, magandang gabi na rin sa ating lahat ng mga nanonood dito sa Bounce Back at syempre dito sa Power Up ng Meralco. First off, let me just share with you my screen. So, perfect. It's ready. All right. So my name is Jordan Patente. And what do I do? Well, I am the CEO and the co-founder of Clean Zone PH. I'm very passionate about cleaning, organizing. Well, I guess I'm OC and meticulous at the same time, especially during the time when there's pandemic. The first time that we all experienced it, but the thing is, we really need to make sure that we're all safe in the process of surviving this pandemic. Now, apart from being in Clean Zone PH, I'm also a coach and a mentor of Go Negosyo. It's really my passion to pass on my learnings, my experiences. Later on, you will also know and realize perhaps that I love to talk. And apart from that, I'm also helping out AFP with their maintenance requirements. I'm also an awardee of Go Negosyo as one of the inspiring negosyantes. Hopefully, I get to show that during this quick presentation. What do we do in Clean Zone PH? These are the services that we have. So we do mostly office cleaning. We love cleaning upholstery and mattresses. Of course, when we say we love them, that means it needs to be industrial grade. Hindi po pwede yung ginagamit sa bahay, yung mga maliliit na machines doesn't work kapag industrial grade or hotel grade. And we do carpet and rugs, we do vehicle detailing, and condo cleaning or house cleaning. Most importantly, we are the only one currently who's offering the 90-day antimicrobial coating technology in the Philippines. I'll talk to you more about that later on. But briefly about Clean Zone. The reason why Clean Zone is here is primarily because we wanted to level up the standard of cleanliness and the cleaning experiences of our clients in the country. Sabi nila, domestic helpers, majority, tayo ang nagpapadala sa buong bansa or sa buong mundo. Pero ang totoo po, pagiging domestic helper, part lang ng trabaho niya ang cleaning. Iba pa rin ang professional cleaning. And when you say professional, somebody needs to run it in a way that is very passionate. The person has to have the heart for cleaning, for saving, and protecting lives. Yun po yung very important. We're also in the business because we would like to pass on our knowledge through franchising. And most importantly, we are here because in our industry, most of us are on the on-call basis. So that means if somebody needs us, that's the only time that we go there. Unlike the janitorials, they're being stationed there for a long time in one building perhaps. But in our case, talagang kung kailan nyo lang kami kailangan, that's when we go to you. That also is important because most of the employees in this industry are only earning based on an on-call. With Clean Zone, our mission really is to provide a stable and, of course, decent job. We would like to give a better look in the cleaning industry in the country. Now, I'd like to share with you a couple of tips that we could share so that you could continue on with the business. Most importantly, we need to bounce back. Whatever happens, we really need to bounce back. This is just a phase in our life. And you know, how do we survive this pandemic? For me, it's It may appear simple. It's really not easy though. All you really have to do is to serve. If you have the right, or if you have the love to serve others, if you're always thinking about how do I serve my community, it may sound vague, but the thing is, if your thrust, if your foundation really is to help out others, even if it's a simple problem that they have, as simple as, example, deliveries of food. Who would have thought na lalaki ang industry na yan, di ba? Pero ang concept kasi talaga nun is somebody doesn't want to go out of their homes. And so here comes the delivery riders, yung mga applications out there. They're helping a lot of people. Same with our company. Yes, there's a lot of people who need cleaning now because we can't easily get trusted or trustworthy kasambahay. Apart from that, there's pandemic. That means we need to ensure that someone who's going to your place are really COVID-free because we don't want to spread this virus, right? So the concept really is whenever you're thinking of a product or a service to offer, most importantly, if you're thinking about how do I earn, especially at this time, then think about how do I serve my community? Because with serving others, you get to be blessed, right? Next, I'd like to share with you a couple of things that you should have in mind. Earlier in this custom serve, you have to be a step ahead, meaning you have to plan ahead. Meaning, when you are a step ahead and you're thinking about how do I serve others, then you get to plan ahead, you get to foresee and to project what is going to happen. Yes, in our industry, initially, most of the players in our industry we offer cleaning, professional cleaning. We've pivoted, we've adjusted to the situation, we've offered disinfection. In fact, we're priding ourselves with the concept of we are really ahead. Just before before 2019 ends, we know that something is coming, and that's the pandemic. And we've really thought about how do we provide that good service, ensuring that we offer the right safety and protection services to our clients. Because we don't just jump into something because it's trending. Everybody needs it. That's not how we do it in InZone PH. We really think about the situation and we think about how do we really serve them. And not just serving ourselves as business people by earning money. Because sa totoo lang po, marami naman talagang pagkakataon na pwede tayong kumita sa panahon na ito sa pamamagitan ng disinfection at cleaning. Pero I hope when you get into your business or if you're doing a business, particularly in the same industry that I am in, let's ensure that we are a step ahead by thinking about what are the needs of our clients. Next, please be the best one out there. If you're already in this business or whatever field that you're in, it's good. Please keep it. Make sure that you survive this pandemic. But the thing is, you just can't play just like everybody else. What's the point of being in that business if you just want to be just like your neighbors or your friend's business? You can't be a copycat. Yes, totoo naman po, ang innovation nagsisimula yan sa pagkopya sa mga ideas and concepts, but you have to make it your own. We'll talk more about innovation in a bit, but make sure that you are the best one out there. And how can you be a step ahead? And how can you be the best one out there? Of course, you need to be sincere in everything that you do. Because with this pandemic, we're dealing not just with dirt, but we're dealing with lives because of the virus. Alam natin yan, dun sa variants lang, di ba? Sobrang dami ng flavors. COVID-19 na to. And not because madami yung flavors, ay mas maraming businesses for all of us. Well, possible naman yan, if you will look at it that way. But the thing is, of course, with every variance, you have to provide, of course, the best solution. You only get to provide the best solution and being a step ahead if you really are sincere and passionate about it. Lastly, how do we sustain the business? Let's talk about that. Kasi ito for my purpose of having this talk right now. First, it's important. Although we've been in the business for almost 5 years now, we need to ensure that we improve our processes. In fact, this year, just to share with you in Clean Zone PH, although kung iisipin natin, cleaning process is just the same naman every time, diba? Hindi po, we need to improve. Even the smallest improvement is very important. That's why in our company, we're executing and using the Kaizen approach or the good change in every single thing. Kung makakatipid kami ng 2 seconds in a certain process, that's still a good improvement because that's respecting your client's time. 2 seconds ang pinag-uusapan kasi it doesn't need to be a huge improvement for you to make a change or for you to make an impact to your clients' lives. Next, as mentioned earlier, you really have to think about innovation. Yes, sabi ko nga, copycats tayo, but the thing is, let's innovate para mas better pa yung ma-provide natin dun sa clients natin. We don't stop with one-time disinfection. Let's do one-time disinfection nga, pero good for 90 days. And that's the innovation that our company have. And we've thought about it. Ang tagal ko talagang inaral yan kung matatanggap pa natin yan dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? And very important, interconnect with Bounce Back Network, with Meralco, para ma-sustain natin yung businesses. Please, network with people who are successful, people who are doing their best to survive the pandemic, because those people will certainly help you. If you have friends, but hopefully they're in the business, those who know what you are going through and have been there and are successful will definitely help you. Let's have a quick look at this innovation that I mentioned earlier. It's a 90-day technology. So we've applied it in Philippine General Hospital. That's a COVID ward in PGH that we've applied this MAP1 Pro. It's a 17-year-old technology. So if you can see it, that's an innovation because you could apply it even with patients around, with nurses around. That's how safe and long-lasting that one is. I'll move to this video. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to share with all of you the world's first 90-day smart antimicrobial coating, which is offered by Clean Zone PH. So Germ Magic is a coating thing that protects you for 90 days. So you spray it once and it continuously kills bacteria and the virus. So personally, my family had our cars and our house coated. So now we feel even more protected against COVID-19. So if you're looking to protect yourself even more against the virus, just contact Clean Zone PH.
And I'd like to believe, dear friends, listeners, and viewers, na because we're sincere and passionate about what we do, because of the innovation, even the 5-star hotels in the likes of Manila Peninsula, of course, Philippine General Hospital, Malacanang, and other companies, they're getting our services. Why? Particularly the one-time application and 90-day efficacy, because you don't really have to worry about doing your regular disinfection. Yung high-touch areas, as long as you're doing your regular cleaning, that should be good enough. You don't worry and you have that extra sense of peace of mind, knowing that your space is coated. That should give you a confidence na I could focus more on how to be productive and be better for our community. So, yun po, that's the sharing of Clean Zone PH and myself, and I hope you're able to learn from today's sharing. Again, this is Jordan Patente, and thank you. Hi, RJ.
Jordan, thanks so much for that very enlightening presentation. And especially for me, my bigger concern is, two things. How do we make sure that we have a long-term protection? Like if we were listening to the conversation and the presentation earlier ni Mr. Lauro, diba? You need to plan ahead, and the planning ahead portion is the investment in what needs to be part of the new normal. In face shield, part of the business na yan, di ba? Face shield, face mask. In fact, cleaning might be, antimicrobial cleaning might just be a budget that you need to invest in already at the start, just to make sure that everything is okay. And so this is one of the things that businesses need to consider nowadays, and that was what was very enlightening about your presentation. Jordan, just in case people want to be able to avail of your services of Clean Zone, how do they get in touch with you? Are you online in Facebook?
Yes, well, thank you, RJ. That's a good point that I missed out. So, we're everywhere. Sabi nga nila, we have to be in digital platforms, so we're everywhere.
That's right.
And the simplest way to contact us really is to dial 09 Clean Zone. So I'll leave you with that.
So 09 Clean Zone to get in touch with Jordan. And Jordan, one more thing, just going back, like we are both Go Negosyo mentors, and it's nice that
Yes.
it's this is what really the community of Bounce Back is all about as well. It's it's paying it back or paying it forward by helping others. This is the main reason that that Jason De La Rosa has been very successful in growing our Bounce Back official network. But more importantly, I think what we want to remind our entrepreneurs the importance, like you said, of innovation, and an innovation that acts as a service to your customers. Because if it's an innovation that serves the customers, it will not only make money, but of course you'll also be serving the community at the same time. And last but not the least, interconnectiveness. And that's what happens to you when you work together with the Bounce Back group. Please be active in our Bounce Back and posting. We've got a Bounce Back Viber group. Please be there. You can work and collaborate with Jordan and meet more entrepreneurs who all need to bounce back from this crisis. Again, Jordan, thanks so much. And for people who want to ask Jordan more questions, please feel free to put your questions in the comments box here in the Bounce Back comment section. At the same time, please join our raffle. And we're looking forward to having you as part of our raffle, winning prizes at the end of our presentation together with Meralco. Now, moving on to our third presenter, we have Ms. Cecile Marvilla, who is the Vice President and Head of the Energy Efficiency Group of MServe, this time to share with us more about indoor air quality solutions that are very innovative and very timely for business in the new normal. Ms. Cecile, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, RJ. So this afternoon, let me give you some tips on how you can bring back your customers in the new normal. So there's very good news. The vaccine is arriving, but it may take time for all of our employees and everyone in the Philippines to be vaccinated. Diba? So what the experts are telling us is even with the vaccine, there's still a chance that you may get COVID-19. So you cannot let go of all the protocols that we have learned so far in the past year. So at MServe, we pivoted last year and looked at air quality as a possible solution to help businesses who were trying to survive, diba, in the time of pandemic. And we found air quality to be very important because we don't realize that we spend 90% of our time indoors, and that it takes 3 hours for the coronavirus to stay in the air. Remember, last year, we didn't really know that it was airborne, but towards the end of 2020, it was confirmed by the CDC and the WHO that it was, in fact, airborne. So air quality became of utmost importance to all of us at Meralco. And what we don't realize is that indoor air is actually 2 to 5 times worse than outdoor air. So you really need to look at your air conditioning systems, whether it's for your home or for your small business. So aside from COVID, diba, we also realized that the air that we breathe in, if it's not clean, it results in sick building syndrome. You know, sometimes in the office, you feel lethargic, diba? Or you sometimes feel so sleepy, or sometimes you have a lot of allergies. What we don't realize is that it is sick building syndrome, and we need to look at the air that we breathe in daily. So at MServe, we developed several services. It's a complete suite of solutions to help you. So from testing to looking at your HVAC design and upgrading it, to air filters, to use of UVGI, and of course, to sustain everything, you need to monitor, diba? So monitoring systems are very important as well. So let's go through everything quickly lang, no? For audit and indoor air quality tests, we have a lot of equipment to determine if the air that you breathe in actually conforms with global standards for air quality. And we also test it for harmful particulates that you breathe in. This is quite scary when we look at the actual molds that grow on the swabs that we perform on your cooling systems. We don't realize that we breathe in pala spores and molds every day. So here are some standards that we got from ASHRAE. That's the U.S. Association of HVAC Engineers. You need to maintain your temperature at 22 to 26 degrees indoor. Maintain 30 to 60% humidity, or a sweet spot of around 40 to 55. At least 4 to 6 times to change ng fresh air inside your building, because some of the air conditioning systems in buildings, they only recirculate the air. There's no fresh air intake. So you need to change it 4 to 6 times an hour. And of course, minimal presence of bacteria and virus. Another way that you can actually protect your customers and bring back more revenue is to install air filters. So depending on the air conditioning you have in your facility or your restaurant, you can employ the use of HEPA filters and other filtering systems, or even portable air filters. So yan. Aside from filters, of course, usong-uso ang mga UVC, di ba? UVGI is actually short for ultraviolet germicidal radiation, using UVC lights. You've seen these lights all over, but be very, very careful and buy only from trusted sources, because if not done well, it may cause harm to your eyes and skin. So UVCs actually kill. This has been proven already from studies in Italy and the US. It kills 99.97% of bacteria and viruses in the air and on the surfaces. It's healthy and safe. There are a lot of preventive measures, so you can use it very safely. It's plug and play, so you can just plug it in or install it like any light and just turn on your switch. And it has been internationally accepted and proven safe. And lastly, whatever successes that you've achieved by employing any of the different systems that I talked about, you always need to test, diba, if it's working or not. So we have an online cloud-based system that can track several parameters and tell you if what you're breathing in is actually safe. So parameters include temperature, humidity, particulate matter, and even VOCs, harmful gases. It will alert you if the air that you're breathing is no longer safe. So just to share with you some of the clients that we've had so far for the centralized air conditioning UV lights, APMC already bought from us, Rockwell Cinema, CCF Pasig, and Bellevue, Manila. For room sterilizers, again, Rockwell Cinema, so it's safe to watch there. Balasin, the airline that takes you to Balasin Island, Robinson's Magnolia, and Resorts World Magnolia. Let us know. We will be available for the Q&A later. So if you have any more questions, we'll be glad to give you our opinion on your questions. So thank you very much for this time, and turning you over back to RJ.
Well, thanks so much, Cecile. I'm very glad that my wife bought actually a UV light here for the house. We made sure that it was a certified UV light, so that we made sure that it was very well, especially since we've got young kids roaming around the house.
Yeah,
and that's such a distinguished list of clients which you did show us earlier on. And I guess many of the questions that will come out in the Q&A is that, if I'm a small business or a household, can I afford these type of treatments? Are they the most efficient that they can get in the house? Let's address that mamaya if you don't mind, Cecile, because I'm sure that many people really want to ask the same question that I have. Don't you agree?
Yeah. You can go as small as a portable UVC. There are a lot of options for small businesses. So we'll be glad to share them with, if you would like to get my contact details, we can give you a whole list of products that you can avail of.
That's fantastic. So just in case, if you can if you can just say again, what are your contact details? Where can they get in touch with you right now? And at the same time, to our bounce back team, as he's saying this one, maybe you can also put in the comment section how they can get in touch with Cecile of MServe.
Yeah, our website is mserve.com.ph. You can go there. There's a whole list of items there. And of course, you can contact your Meralco Biz Relationship Manager. Joy's friends from Biz are always ready to help.
Okay, just one more question. Sorry, it really piqued my curiosity as you were speaking earlier on. So we've got the UV solution, but yung HVAC solution, medyo nahihirapan ako dyan just because, syempre for me, it feels like that it will cost a lot more. I mean, UV, you can buy a portable UV. But paano naman yung mga aircon solutions? What do you do, especially if you're a small business na you're enclosed or it might be too expensive? What are there affordable or efficient solutions for those as well?
Oh, they're very affordable. If you have a window type aircon in your restaurant, there's a small LED strip that's UV na that you can you can put it inside the vent and actually clean the air and the coil of your air conditioning system. So actually, if you put LEDs in your window type, you don't have to clean it as much. How often do you clean your air conditioning unit?
Nahiya na ako sabihin sa'yo.
So we can cut that by half by installing an LED strip na UV na.
Got that. Very interesting. And those are other solutions which you can also contact our good friends from MServe all about that one. If you've got more questions, just like I did about Cecile's presentation, please put that in the comment section. And don't forget to join also our raffle over here in our Bounce Back episode together with Meralco. And with that, as we move on to the next portion of our program, and before we open our program to a question and answer, we'd like to invite all of you to please watch this video.
Meralco powers the Metro. It also powers businesses with Meralco Biz. With its peak off-peak solution, businesses get big savings.
From 6 to 33 ice plants in 6 years, my children will soon take over our company.
Energy savings equals best value for quality accommodations. Ang Biz di bitin sa eng bitin.
Ano man ang business mo, may partner ka sa pag-abot ng pangarap mo.
Well, thanks so much, Meralco. I'm very excited about that one, and I'm so happy to know so many of the people who've actually availed of Meralco services, including our good friends, Mr. Del Rosario from Microtel, and of course, my idol, Mr. Jerry Santos. Really, really great entrepreneurs. Now, moving on to our Q&A. If you don't mind, let's bring to the front stage all of our guests who appeared here earlier on, Mr. Lauro Matias, Jordan over here, Cecile, and of course, Miss Joy. Now, Miss Joy, as we move on over here, stemming from that video we just showed, again, there's a lot of different solutions which they can use. Let's just reiterate one more time for those who are just coming in here right now. There are many small businesses and households who might want to avail of Meralco services. Can we just lay them down again for all the people again? If I'm an SME, how do I work together with Meralco to become more energy efficient and save my bills during this new normal? Ma'am, you're mute. You're on mute, po.
Thanks, RJ. Sorry. All right, for all our MSME customers out there, in as much as we've been proactive in reaching out to all of you, such as having this Power Up 2021, our channels are readily available via email, via our website, and then via our dedicated hotline for our business customers. Anytime, 24/7, feel free to reach us, and we will be more willing to discuss ano man ang plano ninyo sa negosyo nyo para magkaroon ng savings and eventually maximize your operations as well. Thank you. RJ, you're on mute.
Ako naman yung mute ngayon, no? So,
Yeah.
Ma'am Joy, just to add to that add on to the previous question, no? Karamihan sa ating mga maliliit na negosyante at mga negosyo ay syempre apektado po ng ating new normal and this pandemic. So many of them were unable to pay their Meralco bills, or they really need to cut electricity costs. Anong pwede nilang gawin ngayon na kunyari ganyan ngayong problema nila, that medyo kapos sila sa budget because their business was cut in half and then there's still a big pending electrical bill. What can they do in those cases, and also what can we do in the cases of those moving forward who they want to regrow their business but medyo nahihirapan sila in the new normal, especially kung electricity is a key factor that drives their business?
Tama ka dyan, RJ. Well, unang-una, we get to understand the profile or the business operations of our customers when we get to meet with them, no? Kasi marami of our customers nagpalit ng pattern of consumption. Merong mga nag-shift from peak to off-peak, meron namang nag-shift from peak to off-peak. So when we get to understand their business operations, at lalo na kung mas maraming konsumo nila during off-peak, we will definitely recommend for an peak off-peak program. Because may savings ang customers dito, mas mura ang kuryente sa gabi over the araw. Right?
Anong porsyento? If you don't mind, anong porsyento yan yung matitipid ninyo, especially if you do the off-peak?
During off-peak, it's effectively around 3 pesos and 50 centavos per kilowatt hour. Pero during peak, it's roughly at nasa 5 pesos.
Okay.
So may savings talaga. And then number 2 naman, when it comes to their payment of bills naman, basta let us know. All the ECQ bills naman and even the MECQ bills since last year, naka-installment payment yan. And most of our business customers nagpe-pay ngayon through amortization plans. And in a way, yan yung malaking naitulong din for our business customers na bawasan yung mga nagpapaterminate din ng mga negosyo.
Masayang usapan po natin last year sa peak ng ECQ po, Ma'am Joy.
Oo, tama. Right.
At ma'am, sa mga just to round up my discussion together with you about yung billing sa ECQ and the GCQ, if some of the customers are still a bit have some questions or a bit problematic, saan sila pwedeng lumapit para ayusin, aregluhin, or where can they work out any arrangement where they need so that they can continue to avail of Meralco services even as they recover their businesses?
Ang kagandahan, RJ, with the dedicated segments ni Meralco, like for Meralco Biz, no? Diba, this is a dedicated segment for the SMEs. Regardless of their concerns, whether billing yan, whether payments yan, whether mag-a-apply ng negosyo or mag-e-expand, lahat dyan lang kami ma-reach with all the channels I've earlier mentioned.
Okay, maraming salamat, Ms. Joy Mendoza ng Meralco, at salamat sa tulong po ninyo para sa ating mga SMEs. Moving on to Sir Lauro. Now, Sir Lauro, earlier in the presentation, very enlightening because you did provide a framework for all of us as to how to manage the business and make sure to normalize risk during the new normal. Now, I'm going to go back to you right now. I'm sure that as the Chief Information Officer, pinag-aralan po niyo yung mga iba't ibang scenario of how the economy and also how health will recover given the different vaccine scenarios, given the different different variants of COVID that are coming up right now. Please help us out. What are you seeing, especially para sa ating mga MSMEs? How should we think about the scenario? Kumbaga, let's low, mid, high. Parang low, mid, high. When is recovery going to happen? Low, mid, high. How should we prepare? How should we prepare low, mid, high? Maybe that helps also smaller businesses because you're able to see things with a bigger perspective.
Yeah. Well, the thing that is important for everyone to understand, yung virus kasi will evolve, no? And so what the most important thing is getting yourself defended muna with whatever vaccine is available, no? If you are not yet aware, for example, Unilab is already offering the sourcing for Covovax, no? For businesses, no? Even small and medium businesses, talagang you can reach to Unilab and get it, no? So in our case,
we actually built Sir Lauros through Go Negosyo for the Covovax.
yun, that's Go Negosyo pala, ayan pala. Oo, so
tapos si Jordan rin yun kasi Go Negosyo rin yan. So we made sure kaagad. Kasi kami mga economic frontliners, di ba?
So that's one, no? Yung and then when the thing arrives naman with the others, other vaccines, then you avail of them as well. But as we keep on saying, ang mahal-mura, ang mura-mahal, ano ang mas mura para sa isang business? Yung may sakit ang mga empleyado dahil hindi nagpa-vaccine at inintay na lang na magkasakit at pumunta sa ospital, kahit na sabihin mo ng yung government can actually pay depending on the severity of the COVID illness, no? If the doctor says severe yan, it can reach up to 700,000 i-cover ng government.
Tama.
No? But ang gastos mo naman na wala kang tao, wala kang empleyado, wala kang magbabantay sa tindahan, wala kang magde-deliver ng mga bagay-bagay, wala kang magre-receive ng mga deliveries mo, mas malaking gastos. So, reach out to your people and tell them, whatever vaccine that is available, you can get it naman. Wala namang problema na. So from that perspective, let the others share with them as well. Pero kami ganun sa EEI ngayon, no. Very ngayon yung campaign namin to tell everyone, kahit na nagdududa pa kayo, mag-sign up na kayo ngayon, mas mabuti nang meron kayong nakalista kaysa yung later on hindi. No?
That's exactly the same thing na we were debating about. I'm sure, allow me to articulate the discussion that many MSMEs are having. No, syempre, they're all thinking, dapat ba yung China vaccine? Baka kasi sinasabi nila 50% effective lang yung efficacy. Pero lumalabas din sa ating mga doktor, they're saying to us right now that, it is still efficacious at this point. And any vaccine should work right now. The worst decision to make is to wait for a vaccine when one is already available for you. Tama ba
well, RJ, pag sinasabi mo nga na si Go Negosyo, Covovax ka, hindi naman Chinese vaccine yun. So, go ahead, di ba? Parang okay ka pa rin, di ba? From your perspective.
Tama po, sir. At the same time, aside from preparing from the vaccine standpoint, no, ano naman yung kailangan gawin ng mga negosyo? Let's take, so we're looking at it from the health standpoint of what to do. But then, when you talk about normalizing risk in the business per se, anong kailangan gawin yung mga, kunyari, business protocol? We're looking at it from different standpoints. Siyempre, may HR, may finance, may operational, may IT, di ba? Ano bang kailangan gawin, especially ng ating mga mas maliliit na negosyante? Siyempre, baka sinasabi nila, EI, kayang-kaya kasi may budget kayo. Kami, mga maliliit na negosyante kami, kami ni Jordan, inisip namin, para lahat ng mga itong kailangan ayusin ng mga protocol or mga procedures, kaya ba namin yan?
Oo. Yung pinaka-importante kasi na susundan muna natin ngayon, no? Dalawang bagay, no? Yung mga returning to work ng mga employees. There is one specific regulation that everyone has to follow. This is the DTI-DOLE combined directive, no? Which is to make sure that mandated na, no? Walang data privacy issue for this particular case. The company has the right to collect yung statement, yung checklist na ginagawa nating lahat, no? Hindi lang pang bisita to, no? The company has the right to get that information for people who are coming back to the office. Of course, you cannot say the same for the people working from home. Hindi siya kasama doon sa coverage nun. So that's the first one. The second one is for visitors, your subcontractors, your customers. Nakikita ko kasi mali-mali yung pag-implement ng mga iba, no? Mapapahamak din later on kasi pag binalikan sila ng DOLE, ng DTI, sasabit sila doon, no? Nagsisimula magpapalagay ng numbers or ng information. Tapos afterwards hindi na napapabayaan na, no? Yung iba ginagamit 'yon, tinitingnan yung listahan, kumukuha ng number, maglo-load sila ng Netflix, sasabihan nilang it happens. Sabihin ngayon nila doon sa nakuha nilang number, you have just won a Netflix ganyan-ganyan. Just send us the 6 digits that you have been texted and we will get
Maabilidad.
honestly. May mga ganyan, ano? So be careful with yung customers niyo yan, magagalit yan sa inyo. And alam lang nila, for example, doon nila binigay sa yung number nila doon sa pwesto mo. So I would rather, if you are in Pasig, you use the Pasig pass. No? If you are in Mandaluyong, you use the Mandaluyong pass.
Okay.
If you are in Ayala malls or in SM malls or whatever, you follow the protocols that they are doing. Sundan na lang ninyo, huwag na kayo mag-create ng sarili nyo, no? And then contactless information is really best, no, from that perspective. So yun so far naman ang pinaka-primary nyo, no, pagdating doon. Otherwise, ang next best is always the health lang of people, no. I forgot to mention something na very important lang that you can actually do for small yung buddy system has worked very well for EEI. Ano yung buddy system
po? Opo.
Yes.
Okay.
Mag-assign ka lang sa mga workers nyo na one looks after each other. No? Pagka nagkakaproblema yung isa, kunyari, nung nag-start kami ng lockdown, everyone was really afraid, no? Ano kaya mangyayari sa atin? But because you know that you have a body that will always contact you every hour or every may oras kayo na mag-uusapan ng ganyan. Kahit na ikaw yung boss, hindi mo na ginagawa yon kasi inassignan mo na ng body system. Ang pakiramdam ng mga tao nyo, naaalagaan pa rin sila, no? Kasi parang yung mismong may-ari, sinabi niyang tayo magsuporta sa isa't isa, no? Ikaw sino yung body mo? Tapos ngayon ikaw naman do sa Viber group na binanggit ko kanina, tinitignan na ninyo yung status report na binibigay nitong isang taong to, sasabihin niya kung ano yung status doon ng body niya. Para pag hindi mo nakitang nag-report yung kabila, medyo kakabahan ka na. Pero madali mo mahanap, madali mo ma-stop. So yun yung mga simple things, doesn't cost anything, but it shows your people that you care and goes a long way. It really goes a long way.
Salamat, Sir Lauro of EEI. A lot of great learnings coming from you. And if you got more comments for Sir Lauro, no, pakilagay lang dyan po sa ating comments back. Now, I want to go to Jordan for Clean Zone. Actually, I want to ask a bit more practical questions, Jordan, coming to Clean Zone, because we know that you guys have been top-notch in providing the services. Pero yung problema lang is right now, I want to remind, especially me, I operate an MSME, and it's a restaurant where there's high traffic people coming in and other businesses also as well. Are engaged in that as well. And also at home, diba? I mean, you've got your kids and sometimes you've got to leave the house. You have no choice sometimes when you got to get out of the house. Ano ba yung mga nakakaligtaan ng mga tao? What do they often forget that they must keep in their mind in terms of health and safety protocols na i-ignore which need to be addressed through health and safety disinfecting solutions? Because sometimes, like sinabi ni Sir Lauro kanina, di ba dapat may isang lugar lang dyan na dapat pag may deliver, dyan muna, 2 oras, hindi mo ginagalaw. Sa inyo naman, because sometimes we can't do that everywhere, what are the things that often get ignored in terms of the cleaning protocols, disinfection protocols that need to be properly addressed at home, at office, and in areas of business like restaurants? That where disinfecting protocols can play a very big part.
Agree, RJ. Very important that we don't get too complacent, especially with what's happening around us. Kasi parang ang tagal na, it's been more than a year that we're on lockdown, di ba? Pero parang wala na din eh. When we open the economy, parang everybody wants to go out. But what we typically miss out is that we don't disinfect the highly touched areas in our homes or even in our offices. And I need to be frank, maski ako, RJ, I get to forget these things. When you're too busy wondering and thinking about how do we get more sales, how do we serve our clients, talagang magiging least priority yun. So if you could identify somebody at home, or if you could organize a schedule, right? If you have a calendar when you're going to do the disinfection, that's good. And then in most cases, and to be frank, in the disinfection sector naman, RJ, although ang dami-dami na nga nagdi-disinfect, yung mga clients natin, they chose to operate on their own or to disinfect on their own. That's all good. But what we have to remember is that the disinfectants out there are only good until they are dried on surfaces. They're only good until they're dried. And typically, they work 10 minutes before they could kill a virus. What does that mean? You have to do it very frequently, yung disinfection process. Kasi what most people are doing, they're doing it quarterly. Most offices are doing quarterly now. O kaya, ang pinaka-urgent kapag may nag-positive, very reactive na yung nangyayari. And even at home. So at home, mahirap talaga i-maintain yan kasi you have other priorities, especially if you have children, di ba? How to make a living for them. But the thing is, kaya nga si Clean Zone, as early as July, actually lockdown time pa lang, nakipag-negosyo, busy, schedule pa lang tayo sa KMME, talagang naghanap ako ng technology. Kasi I know myself na I get to forget these little things, lalo na ako, hindi naman ako ganun ka-OG sa alcohol eh. Kasi I know of a few friends na konting labas lang maski wala pong pandemic, alcohol dito, alcohol doon. Even kutsara, tinidor, alcohol. I hope you could remember a few friends, di ba? Pero hindi ako yung ganung klase ng tao. So I know na makakalimutan ko. So with that in mind, and I know it's going to be a problem of everybody, I thought, now why don't I look for a long-term efficacy or solution? Yung nga sinasabi ko kanina, one-time application, it works 24/7 for you, for your employees, and for your family. And to tell you, frankly, I am more at peace, RJ, kasi sa cleaning service, di ba mararumi yung mga kilinisin namin, obviously. Yung offices namin, talagang lahat yan, kasi we have several offices, we've divided our operations team into several groups kasi what if may mag-positive doon, di ba? Ayaw naman natin i-spread na lahat kami positive na. Di ba? Pati yung clients namin. That's our way of protecting our clients. That's extra cost for the company. But at the same time, that's also protecting everybody from the transmission. So although we have different offices, lahat, maski cleaning tools namin are coated with that MAP 1 technology or good for 90 days. Our services, for us to bring our people to work or certain areas, they're being coated as well. Our cell phones are coated. Kasi nga, what's good about this technology, RJ, is that when you apply it on your phones, let's say phones or even on the surfaces, they will rest. It's a nanotechnology. It will rest if no one is using the area, which means it will release disinfectants on air or on surfaces when you touch it, when it feels your body heat.
So
it's the world's...
Pwede yan sa laptop namin, pwede rin yan sa ating mga laptop, pati cellphone.
Yep.
Totally agree. And that's what
pwede ba natin i-spray yung mga anak namin?
Yung totoo, RJ, ha? To be frank with you, because I have an elderly mom, and lately we have to visit hospitals for some checkups. Talagang I'm spraying it all over her body.
Sabi ko, di ba? Di ba? Natatawa kayo, but pero
bed, RJ, bed, hindi sa kanya.
Sa bed, hindi sa kanya.
my mom.
Oh my God. Hindi pala. So kahit naliligo ka, 3 months, pwede pa yan. 3 months pa yan.
Hindi naman. Unless wala kang lipab. So, medyo ako marami. So I get up 5 months in a while. But the thing is, even if it's impractical, because I understand and believe in the technology, it's been recorded or rather rewarded and recognized abroad, Geneva, Switzerland, for its technology. So I use it.
And I think the key thing also for the MSMEs who are listening in on the discussion that has been having over here kay Jordan, it's not only the fact that it's good to disinfect, no, but it's really that the sort of I want to point out the MSME or the entrepreneurship mentality, because he had to find an irritation to solve that was sustainable for the long. It was a problem na he had to solve, and he looked for a sustainable solution during this time. Dapat dyan tayo mabilis bilang mga MSME at entrepreneur na makahanap ng mga solusyon. And that's one of the key things which I wanted to point out. And thanks so much, Jordan, for really bringing that out. Jordan, sige, pwede pasampalan mo kami dito sa bahay. Okay lang pagkatapos ito, usap tayo. Ha? Kasi hindi ako magulo eh. Sige, thanks so much. Ha? Okay. Kasi mga ka-negosyo, mentors ko yung mga yan. And finally, Cecile, I saved the best for last, no, to ask you a couple of more questions. And you know, the technology, we were talking about health and safety technology in the houses, no. Now, first of all, the UV disinfections, like you said, no, it's a scalable solution. We can do it both at home and also even in the offices. can I just ask, how often do you need to apply the UV light solution? And are there any suggestions on on how to vet that it's okay, or any tips that you need to say? Like, I know for us, you shouldn't enter the room when they're doing it. Please tell us a bit more.
At Meralco, we try to do it about 3 times a day in the beginning of the office operations, and then lunchtime when there aren't enough people around, and then at the end of the day. So you can clean it as often as you like, your rooms. And tama ka, you shouldn't be in the room while you're cleaning the room with UVC. So you can actually clean, the minimum sana is once a day, but you can clean it as often as you want.
I see. Can I also ask, and I'm sorry if I'm the one who's being a bit slow, if my internet is a bit slow lang right now. Let's also talk about the HVAC solutions that you were discussing earlier on. When it comes to HVAC naman, how is it one purchase of the UV light for the that's the most affordable, about the HVAC solution where you put the UV light? Is that a one-time purchase? Tell us a bit more about how to do this one, and then when you need to start scaling up, are there other solutions, like you said that there are filters which you need to get?
The smallest configuration is for the window type. It really depends on your aircon system. So the mini LED is good for 10,000 burning hours. So that's approximately a year. So kabit mo, you forget about it until it loses its efficacy. So approximately a year, you can forget about it. And then palit ka lang ng bulb. But if you have a bigger aircon, we need to put in a bigger light inside. So the same, about 8 to 10,000 working burning hours. So a little less than a year to a year. Yes, Lauro.
Okay, and then just Lauro.
We can't hear you.
Sorry, okay. So, I have a question for Cecile. Yung, di ba sa likod ng mga motorbikes, no? Meron yung mga lalagyan, no? Do you have something like a UV or sanitizer na sasaksak ng motor rider sa kanyang motor? Tapos, yun na yun, di ba? Parang the whole trip, sinasanitize na niya yung no? Yung...
Correct. There's something as small as your pump. It's called the Zap. You just stick it onto a small box, and your box becomes a UV box.
Ayun. Ganda.
Wow.
What
a great solution for many of us.
Yung sa escalators na nakikita natin.
May kliyente ka na, may commission pa na. May commission pa na dito sa Meralco.
Oy, ako may referral fee dyan, ha. Ganda, di ba?
Escalator, pwede rin. Mabenta yung sa escalator.
Diba? Escalator, no? So if that can work for something like that, kunyari kung counter ka na convenience store, di ba? Pwede rin ba yun? Yung tipong pag nilalagay nung kliyente yung produkto nila, yun, na-sterilize na yun, di ba? Parang ganun klase.
Yes. Or for deliveries, di ba? When your deliveries come, lagay mo sa cabinet yung UV light, then you sanitize it before you bring it inside the house.
Yun na yung parang combination doon sa sinabi ko kanina sa amin na parang quarantine drop-off, di ba? Parang gano'n.
Yes,
dagan mo pa ng UV, yun, mas effective pa mangyayari.
The thing lang to remember is dapat walang direct eye contact. Don't look at it and don't touch it while it's on.
Alright.
Sige, tawagan kita later.
Quiet na ako.
Okay.
And having said that, I just want to make one more clarification, Ms. Cecile. If they need to get in touch with you for MServe for the products and services, can you just announce it one more time for the sake of the people listening to us here right now, and especially for those just joining us right now?
It's mserve.com.ph. Ayan, on your screens, or call your friendly Meralco Biz RM.
Okay, thank you so much. And with that, I'd like to thank all of our guests for joining us here right now. Please don't disappear just yet, because we'd like to thank our raffle sponsors, Reselli, HKT, Body Herbs, Gentle Mama, Nampikuan, and Classic Herbs. Support our local businesses, help them all bounce back. And right now, we're going to be showing our winners here on the screen. Can we show the winners on the screen here right now? The winners that we have. Raffle winners, Karen May Gache, Bianca Carlos, Janelle, Natalie Velilia, Jason Punzalan, Raymond Masaganda, Natalie Manuel, Cherry Ramos, Andrew Dumael, Hazel Fermin, and Lawrence Hoxon. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you so much for staying around. Now, for general questions, please send it to us here in the chat box. Now, again, for account-specific concerns, kung may problema kayo or may concern kayo tungkol sa inyong mga Meralco bills, we will post that link sa ating comments section. Please make sure to include yung inyong business address so we can check your account. But wait, there is more. Meralco Biz Partners will be giving away an additional 5 raffle items. Let's find out who the winners of our 5 additional raffle items are. Jason, can we show them right now? Sino ba yung ating 5 additional raffle winners? Dumaan na kanina. Dumaan na pala kanina, name kanina. So again, congratulations. Lahat na yan. 10 winners. Thank you so much to all of you. Now, we would love your suggestions and for feedback regarding the webinar. We will also post the link to the feedback form on the comment section. The first 3 to answer our feedback forms will also receive special items from our friends in the Meralco Biz Partners. Now, as we close out our presentation, let's call back on stage our different speakers. Just a few more words. Again, Ms. Joy, maraming salamat for bringing us all together and having Meralco bring together all our speakers to help us get back on our feet during this time of the new normal. Final words lang, anong payo mo sa ating mga MSMEs to survive and thrive in this, the new normal? Ma'am, nakamute tayo ulit.
Sorry. Thank you. Before that, I would like to thank you, RJ, and the rest of the speakers today. Maraming salamat for joining us. And to all our MSEs out there, ano man ang plano ninyo kung mag-expand kayo, lalo na even before termination of service, feel free to meet and discuss with us because definitely may maipapayo po kami at maibibigay na advices sa inyo in order to recover and bounce back from this pandemic. Nandito lang, usap lang po tayo. Thank you and good evening.
Maraming salamat po, Joy Mendoza of Meralco. Ayan po. Sir Lauro Matias, ikaw naman, you've given us a lot of sage advice. What's the last piece that you'd like to leave in the minds of our MSMEs during this new normal para makabawi at maging masagana ulit yung kanilang mga negosyo?
Yung mga tauhan ninyo, ang talagang pag inalagaan nyo, malaki ang babalik nila para sa inyo. Tapos, ang mura, mahal, ang mahal, mura. Ganun lang kasimple yun.
Ayan. Gusto ko yan. Ang mura, mahal, ang mahal, mura. Yan po yung natutunan ko kay Sir Lauro Matias. So mamaya kukunin ko yung servisyo ng EI. Dapat mahal siya na mura. Maraming salamat, Sir Lauro. Ito naman po, kay Jordan. Ano ba yung payo mo? Final words to be more vigilant para especially sa ating mga MSMEs during the new normal.
Right. Well, again, tandaan po natin na ang pandemic ay isang phase lang ang pagdadaanan natin sa buhay. Napakahaba pa ng buhay natin, so never lose hope. Kaya, importanteng sincere tayo in everything that we do so that we can serve our customers. Because at the end of the day, no one will help our customers but us, MSMEs. Thank you.
Maraming salamat. And po sa lahat, basta tayo magkasama sa Go-Negosyo, basta tayo ay tulong-tulong para bumangon ulit yung ating mga entrepreneurs. Thank you for being such a great inspiration for our entrepreneurs. Jordan Patente. Jordan, clean zone dito sa bahay namin. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Okay. And finally, Ms. Cecile Marvilla. Ito, again, reminding us again to be efficient and clean during this time. Ma'am Cecile, final words.
To not be complacent, even with the vaccine, to remain vigilant, and remember that we need to ensure that the air that we breathe is safe and healthy. Yun lang. Stay safe, guys.
Ayan. Stay safe. Maraming salamat. Thank you again to all of our speakers for sharing your fantastic insights. Sa mga kaibigan dyan, kung nakikinig pa kayo, palakpakan naman po. Maraming salamat sa ating mga speakers. Thank you for your time and your knowledge sharing to all the MSMEs joining us here on the Bounce Back Facebook page. That was truly a fruitful discussion. We hope that you learned so much today, just as much as I did. We'd like to thank all the speakers for your insight, your expertise, and your wisdom. If there are any other topics that you want us to talk about here in Bounce Back, please let us know in the comments section. If you think our episode today can help friends or family, or even influence your bosses, your business partners, your mentors, watch the replay and share this stream. And of course, we would like to thank our good friends Joy and the rest of Meralco for making this possible. And the Bounce Back Network, maraming salamat Jason De La Rosa for hosting this series. Maraming salamat. Ako po si RJ Ladesma. We will see you in the next episode. Have a great Thursday, everyone. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay and God bless.
Meralco powers the Metro. It also powers businesses with Meralco Biz. With its peak off-peak solution, businesses get big savings.
From 6 to 33 ice plants in 6 years, my children will soon take over a company.
Energy savings equals best value for quality accommodations. Ang biz di bitin sa eng bitin.
Ano man ang business mo, may partner ka sa pag-abot ng pangarap mo.